We have a residential setting where it's like a home, where you will work and care for the residents. We also have what's called a domiciliary sector, which is where you will travel between the homes of people you're caring for. This usually needs a valid driver licence which you can use in the UK and the use of a car. You would do it under the skilled worker visa scheme, specifically a health and care visa. You would get a job offer. The sponsor would issue a certificate of sponsorship. Once that's gone through, you can then apply online for your visa. You are entitled to a minimum wage. That is just over £12 at the moment per hour. You're also entitled to holiday pay, sufficient breaks whilst working. You're entitled to be treated with dignity and respect and fairness by your employer whilst in the UK. Please go online and search for .gov UKVI care sector. You can Google it. They give good advice.
I paid no single cent. My sponsorship was free. All I had to do was just come in and be trained and start working. I owed no one any money.
When you work for the good employee, you will get the good support from the company. They will give you right and adequate training. They pay good amount of the legal wages, so you will not exploited by them.
My pay slips are quite transparent. I'm given a breakdown and I'm given a chance to query if there's anything wrong with the breakdown. There is good communication between me and my employer. The cost of living in the UK was a shocker to me. The rentals here are very high. Also, challenge that I had, everything I have to do it on my phone or on my laptop. To make things happen, I've got to know how to use those things.
I was recruited through an agent who promised that there was a work here for me in the care sector.
Twice I've interviewed online, one from the recruiter who was in UK. There is a hidden parts of the job professions. At that time, they didn't told me anything about that. I have to drive and I have to go to door.
I paid £7,000 for the COS.
He charged me like £25,000, which I have borrowed some of the amount from my family members and some of the amounts I have done with bank loan. He was a reputed person in my area. That's why I chose him. I trusted him because it's a huge amount and I'm paying by cash.
What I was promised and what happened was quite different because I was promised 40 hours a week. And the first day that I had to go to work, I did just 1 hour, 30 minutes.
They didn't started my work like for 2 months. So I have to borrow money from back home. My parents were sending. I was keep on asking them, when will I start my job and everything. But they didn't support it with anything, like nothing. So my biggest challenge with the employer, he was threatening me. They can cancel my sponsorship and I have to go back to my country.
The challenges are enormous. The debts back home, what's the properties that were sold and everything. I've not been able to pay any of them. There are people I own and they've been calling me and I've not been able to pick their calls. It breaks you down. It shatters your dream. There are lots that I've gone through and it always makes me sad when I speak about these issues.
So never ever trust to these agents. Never give any money. You can get everything on internet and you just approach straight away directly to your employer, not by the agents or anything.
Good companies here don't take money for COS. I've seen companies who will give you COS for free if you meet the requirements. So if someone comes to you promising you COS and asking you for money, then you have to be careful. You have to think twice.
To check that an offer of employment is legitimate, you should go onto the UK government website or There's also the Just Good Work app, which would advise you on employment rights and entitlements. If an international worker has unresolved issues, they should seek advice either from their union or, if they're not registered with a union, to seek advice from somewhere like ACAS, who will provide free and independent advice. If issues become extreme, such as your movements are controlled, your identification documents are taken from you, you've paid large fees, or you're being threatened, you should call the police. When you come to the UK, you should be offered reasonable accommodation. That should be a room that you can sleep in that is just for you. You'll probably have shared facilities with other housemates, such as a kitchen and washing facilities for your clothes, and there's potentially a shared bathroom. But everything should be clean and well ventilated. Be careful. Do your research. Go onto the UK government websites and make sure that you know what you're getting into.